Hi, this is Candy. Today I'm in Florence, South Carolina. I'm going to hit 5 thrift stores, starting with the Mission Mart. This is one of those places that's like a snowball. It just kept getting better and better. I actually ended up checking out, then coming back to look at more racks because there were just so many good finds here. Okay, the first thing I found was this little candle holder. It was $1.99. I love the daisies on it. I'm always drawn to teacups and teapots. I am due to give my church ladies a tea party, and I like to make each one a different theme, and everyone gets a different teacup and a different experience. It's just so much fun to put together. This is a cute planter too. I have to keep my eye out for little planters like this because my boys do have a plant stand this time of year. Our community puts on a big fall festival and my boys sell our plants in little thrifted containers, and it's just so much fun. This was a beautiful vase. I love this color. And this was, I didn't realize that this was a lamp, but look at the beautiful butterflies. This was a really nice piece. A little bit big for what I'm needing it for, but that's a beautiful lamp. Okay, this goes with a chip and dip set. This is the smaller bulb. I do really good with colored glass in my vendor booth, so I did end up getting that one. This was a really pretty basket, and I have some faux fruits and grapes, and I thought this would be cute in that basket displayed. So I'm going to get both of these. It's kind of funny that in my booth, I try to make things semi-curated so you can see how to style it and get some ideas. But a lot of my filler and like my faux fruits and my faux flowers, a lot of those sell, which is kind of funny to me, but I do price them pretty well, so maybe that's why. I thought this set was really pretty. I love the teal on the top. They were made in the USA. I am a Coastal Carolina alum, so I always gravitate towards these colors, especially when I'm doing like a game day event. This store had a lot of their china bundled together, which I definitely appreciate, especially if you're wanting to buy a full set. These plates are Mikasa. I love this pattern. It's very fall. The stoneware is very sturdy. I put this piece in my cart to think about. I'm trying to do one of those Christmas trees where you use all different types of thrifted glass and you stack them up and glue them and maybe put some fairy lights. It makes a really pretty DIY Christmas tree. This was a really cute little leaf tray. I liked these little bowls. They were in the shape of apples. There was a set of 2 for $5.99. I also like this big tray. These are really good at Christmas time. I usually put them up on an easel so you can see all the edge details on them. I love glass and metal on the bottom. I think this is like a 1960s trend, but this was really pretty. That's a very elegant bowl. It was $7.99. I thought these with the gold trim were really pretty as well. I wish there had been more of these glasses because those are just very elegant. I thought about using these for the Christmas trees, but they were $9.99, and I think that they're just too pretty to glue and use for a DIY project. These glasses, this is a gorgeous color. I loved those. These I really debated about getting them, and I probably should. They were 4 for $6.99. Definitely worth it. Those were beautiful, especially for a fancy coffee, which I'm always up for a fancy coffee. This was a set of 6 for $6.99. Those were really pretty too. And I love palm trees, and this was just a nice sturdy glass, and I love this color. I am opening a second vendor booth, and this one's going to be more curated, where I style things, where I do place settings. So I added those to my cart because I have an idea for those, even though there are only 2. These mugs were beautiful. The etched glass, so pretty. 4 for $7.99. I still love my pinks. I can never pass up something pink and pretty like this. Look at the leaves on the back. Is that not so pretty? I believe this is hand painted too. I love this, especially like up on an easel to create like a little vignette. It'd be perfect, so we're going to add that to the cart. I thought these serving dishes were really pretty. I love the grapes. I like having trivets like this so you don't set your hot dishes down on your table. I have a wood table and it can damage those. Okay, so these are really good to make the Christmas tree that I have a vision for. I watched some videos on how to make them, and you need it to have the flat bottom so that you can stack them and make them level. Here's another one of those little bowls. It's only $1.99, and this color is so pretty, and these colors go really well together too. So we're going to add that to the cart. I've been really drawn to pottery pieces, especially when they're handmade. This one was really pretty with the yellow and the speckled inside, and it's signed too. I just didn't think I needed it, but very pretty, and I like that style. Now these little creamers, I didn't need 2 creamers, but I guess they are sold as a set, and they do sell pretty well. They were $1.99 each. And then there was a whole set of these creamers too. Maybe it was an overstock supply that got dropped off, but that pink one was really cute. I've already been through quite a few shelves, and I love seeing that there was so much more to look at. So let's look at the Christmas section. This was a whole set of ornaments. I wanted some vintage ones, so I wasn't quite seeing what I was looking for. This was a really pretty bell. Those colors, like the vintage nostalgic red and green colors, are so pretty to me. I don't think that this was true vintage, but very cute. I love this set with the cardinals. It was a set of 6 for $9.99, basically a place setting for 2. I wish there would have been 4. Now this is a beautiful platter. It was hand painted, handmade. $5.99. That's a beautiful piece. I ended up going back and getting that and putting it in my cart. I thought this piece was really cute too with the fish. This would be cute to hold your utensils, especially if you had a beach house. And being that my booth is in Myrtle Beach, I tend to do pretty well with coastal items. I'm trying to add that to the cart, not knock everything out. I do really well with blue glass. This is $3.99. Such a pretty piece. So much you could do with that. I would probably put a little candle in it. These pottery pieces caught my eye. This little one looks like a glazed donut with just a little too much glaze coming off of it. I just thought it was too cute. It was $2.99. So we're putting that in the buggy. And I don't know if this was made by the same person, but I just thought these colors were really pretty. I have some, and this one has a signature on the bottom, $4.99. I ended up getting this one too because I just thought it was really pretty and well made. I thought I saw a brass piece, but it looks like it was a DIY project. It had been glued to the plate, so we're going to leave that. I like these kind of shelves. I've sold quite a few of these in my booth, but I'm going to save the wall space for some artwork that I have recently bought. Kind of want to do a wall collage or maybe even a plate wall. This was cute. That looked handmade as well. I also think squirrels are so cute. This was $4.99. Maybe it's to hold crackers. That would be cute at a tea party if I did like a woodland theme. I'm looking for these kind of picture frames that have a lot of space that I could possibly frame, like some pretty brooches. So I want it more plain, not with the lighthouse theme, but that was cute. I love these sandcastles. This was $3.99. I have 2 smaller ones that I use as bookends. But I thought with this big one, I could put them like together, all 3 of them in my kids' bathroom, since their bathroom has like ocean themed, coastal themed. So that was a good find. There was only one of these candle holders. It was $5.99. Look at those beautiful colors for fall, originally from Big Lots. If there would have been a set, I probably would have bought that. I've heard that these are back in style and are considered collectible now. They kind of have like a retro 70s vibe to them. So here is my cart so far. I couldn't believe that I've already filled a cart at this first stop, and I was getting ready to check out, and I saw some new items coming out, and there was a whole area up towards the front that had more of their collectible or vintage pieces. So I did end up buying more, and I had to get a second cart. So anyway, let's get back into it. I thought this was such a beautiful chip and dip platter, so classy and elegant. It was $5.99. If I don't keep this myself, I'll sell it, but that is just so pretty. I think it's the perfect size too, like for a small gathering. I like to host a lot of parties and just get-togethers, and that's the perfect size. I saw a whole bunch of mugs, and believe it or not, I sell mugs pretty well. So I was trying to decide which pair to get, and I ended up going with these that were by Princess House. There was 2 for $2.99. And not only are they great for resale, but they're just so pretty. These are the glasses that my mom had when I was little, so I was so happy to see them again. Took me right back. Beautiful glasses. I love the edge glass. Okay, this was the area that had more of the collectible or antique items. This big candelabra was so beautiful. It was $39.99. I kind of like that it had a 2-tone look to it. This was so pretty. I also like this little vase. This color is nice. $8.99 for that. These pieces were a little bit more expensive, but definitely my style and the things that I tend to look for and gravitate towards. A beautiful teapot. I love the gold on that. I liked this cake stand. That's really pretty. Probably should have bought that because I like that it had the mirrored top. That would be really like fun to style. I ended up getting this little dog planter. He was $6.99, but a heavy piece. I thought that would be good for my kids to plant a plant in, and these were really pretty too. It was $6.99 for the small one. I ended up getting the larger one just because I love the pink on it, and on the back of her hat was this beautiful bow. It was $9.99, but it was really pretty. I couldn't find anything online that was exactly like her, so I do think she's handmade and unique. This was such a pretty picture too. Definitely my style with the pink roses, and it was handmade, $3.99. So gorgeous. I'm getting that too. I've heard some people call these cornucopias and also horn of plenty. Which one do you use? I kind of use them both interchangeably. I have seen this little piece a lot before. This is a potpourri holder. And then on the other shelf, I saw these two ladies. I looked them up and they didn't seem to be anything too highly collectible, and they were pretty, but the size of these are a little bit big and might be a little bit hard for me to sell. This was beautiful. It was $4.99. Couldn't find anything again exactly like it, but what I did find was very valuable, and it was just a really pretty and unique shape too. I like this piece, so we are going to go to the next store, which is the Habitat for Humanity Restore. These are some of my favorites to go into. I do really well at these stores, so I'm going to grab a cart. I have to grab a cart and get through the closed door. It was just a little bit tricky. So I'll meet you on the inside. So we're inside the store, great open store. I saw they had quite a few rows and aisles of home decor. This was the first thing that caught my eye. $19.99 though, and I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to find any good deals. This was 99¢, so I said, okay, we'll just keep looking. Hopefully we'll find some beautiful things, and I sure did. I like this tray for $2.99. I have a couple of those already layered up and for sale. I've only sold a few of those, so I don't need to replenish it. $1.99 for that frame. I'm always on the lookout for apothecary jars and lidded jars for my mystery jewelry jars. This one I thought I could just take the filler out, but it has been glued shut. So pass on that. This was a pretty little basket for 99¢. And I like this one too. This one didn't have any broken pieces. I believe the other one was broken on the top. And that one had a chip too, actually. So we're going to leave those. I thought this was a pretty little picture, a vintage one for $1.99. And a few baskets. I'm going to look for some frames because, again, I'm looking for frames to put or showcase my vintage brooches on. I've been going through a bunch of bins of vintage jewelry and antique jewelry, costume jewelry, and picked out some of the really pretty brooches to frame them to make little statement pieces. I love these flamingos. Look at them putting their heads together. I think this would be so cute for like a luau. I got this because it was just a piece by itself for 99¢. This would be really cute as the top to one of those Christmas trees that I'm wanting to make. I thought that would be perfect, and I wouldn't be breaking up any set because it was just a loner. This was 49¢, and I love the bows, of course. And look at this mug. It kind of goes with that flamingo tray perfectly. So we're going to get that back in the mug section. I also liked this one with the whale, the mom and the baby. Isn't that so cute? And I liked this brown one too for fall. It kind of has a McCoy or a Hull look to it. I love this brown color. So we're going to get both of those. I was just scanning to see if there were any more that caught my eye. I really like these wooden cubbies. I would like to have something like that in my vendor booth to display items. I see these all the time. Are these just little candle holders, or what are these for? I've seen them in red and different colors. This was such a pretty and unique bud vase, the double, and I like the gray color. It's very neutral. So we're going to get that one too. And then I spotted some more of these dishes. See how they're flat on the bottom? This is what I'm looking for for my trees. I want to make probably 4 or 5 of them to put together for my booth at Christmas time. This is kind of the look I'm going for. See how this would be the top, and then I'm just going to gradually get bigger and bigger as the tree towards the bottom. That's kind of my vision. We'll see how it all comes together. I'm always on the lookout for hooks. I liked that one. And I like this bracket for like a corner to maybe even hang a plant from. I thought that was cute, and it was only 99 cents. That's such a great deal. I spotted this little hat for 99 cents too. You could put matches in that, or I can make a snowman out of reclaimed and repurposed glass, and that could be his hat. I do really well with ducks. I have quite a few customers that have a collection of ducks, so I'm going to grab that for one of them. And here's my cart from the Habitat Restore. Our next stop is going to be Goodwill. Going to a new Goodwill is so exciting because I just never know what you're going to find. And this one I've never been to before, and they had quite a large home decor and knick-knack aisle. This was a cute little ladybug planter. I saw some desert rose. They had these 2 pieces bundled together, which I thought was kind of strange, but the sugar dish was missing the lid, so we're gonna leave that behind. This would be cute as a propagation station for a plant. I liked these canisters. There were all 4 of them, and they were in perfect condition. Those are really classy and pretty. I liked this piece. These are really good with like layering. You could put a candle holder on top of it, or even a tiered tray on top of it, and just give it more dimension. This was a pretty lamp. I have a pink one like this that kind of has that broken glass look. When I was going through this section, I spotted something across the aisle, and we're just gonna scooch it on out here. This is such a pretty either cupcake stand or miniature cake stand. I just love that it's hand painted. Like, look how pretty that is. It's so spring. So we're gonna add that to the cart. That is definitely a yes. I thought this little apple dish was really cute. If I don't put it in my booth, I'll probably let one of my boys give it to their teachers with like maybe a pair of earrings or something inside of it. I wanted to check out the frames here. This one was kind of fun with the animal print. $2.99 for that. And then on the next shelf, I spotted this large apple cookie jar. Oh my goodness, I have been looking for one of these. I think this is so fabulous. I thought first that was a chip, but it looks like just the paint. So I ended up getting this one because I love it so much. This piece too, I first thought it was by Party Light because I had thought I had seen something similar to this a long time ago when I had one of the parties. But it was just a really, imagine like the candle being inside of that. That would be so pretty. And when I did the comps on it, I was kind of surprised that it's a collectible piece. So I'm glad that I ended up getting it. This is a cute little candle holder too for $3.99. Oh, actually it's not a candle holder. It's a little battery powered light. That's a pretty tea light holder. $1.90. I haven't seen a $1.90 tag at a Goodwill before. Usually it's $1.99. These candle holders were pretty, but it looks like the glass had been, the paint was coming off the glass. I like Party Light candles. I think they last a long time and they don't give me a headache usually. If this one would have been full, I probably would have gotten it because again, those last for a long time. These are pretty little napkin holders that are roses, and I thought for a tea party, these would be perfect. So I grabbed those. These glasses too were hand painted. Look how beautiful. I love how the stem is wrapped up in the leaves. So I got both of those. I spotted some more and I didn't know if they went as a set, but these look shorter and some of the paint had already come off those. So I just got these two. So pretty, I love them. Up on the top shelf, I spotted this soup tureen, I believe it's called. It ended up being pretty chipped and damaged, which was a shame because that was a beautiful statement piece. I was checking out all the mugs too. I've done really good with mugs, depending on what kind they are. I do really well with like pottery ones or like one-of-a-kind ones. I like this one with the snowman. So here is my cart at this Goodwill. I think it was a successful stop. So let's go to the next one. This was another Goodwill that I have never been to before. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't grab a cart because it's bad luck. Well, I always grab a cart, and I've never think I have bad luck. So we're grabbing the last cart and going to see what we can find. What I am on the hunt for are some Santa head mugs, because I want to make like a little hot chocolate bar and have all different types of Santa Claus mugs with it. So I spotted one up here and I was so excited. I think I have 3 now, and I want at least 4 or 6 to make my vision come to life. I saw it on Pinterest and I just thought it was so cute. And I love hot chocolate, and my kids do too, around the holidays, so that's something exciting to look forward to. I couldn't tell exactly what this is because they had wrapped it so well. I couldn't tell if it was a covered dish or a cloche or what it was. So we're going to leave that behind. I didn't know what this piece was either, so I wanted to see. I'm still not sure what that is. But I saw this. I thought maybe it was a unicorn, but it was a donkey with a broken ear. And I thought maybe this was a Santa mug, but he is a tea light and had a little chip. So he can stay there. Here's a DIY project someone did. They glued a bunch of items together here. This is such a classic bowl. It's made in France, and I've had it since I was little. My mom used to use it all the time, and she gave it to me. That was a cute little Valentine crock. Oh, look at the Santa head on this. It's cute for $2.99. That would be adorable for Christmas cookies for Santa to leave out. There's a cute napkin holder. The Panthers, which is not my team, so I can leave that. This was beautiful. I love purple. This was $5.99 for this tray. Originally $9.99, probably from Home Goods. And Maker's Mark. Maybe that's a hot plate. I'm not sure. I think this was a nativity set for $6.99. Couldn't tell if all the pieces, who knows if all the pieces are in there. Actually, there's a bunny, so all different types of figurines in there. I have the matching tray for this, but I don't know. I don't have any extra of the top pieces to replace it with. This one, it was cute, but I don't think I want to have to hunt that down, so I left that behind. That was a pretty 2-piece canister set. I'm always drawn to pieces that are in the box because I have done so well with the new in the box items, and these are perfect. Depending on the piece, they're perfect for gifting. Those I probably don't need. I really like these pumpkins. Look how cute those are. $6.99. I was about to put it in my cart, and when I sat it down, I realized that the stem had been broken off and glued back on. So that was kind of a bummer because that was a really cute fall piece. That was a cute planter. I probably should have grabbed that one for my kids. A cute little mud pie bunny trinket dish for $2.99. I'll get that when I start to put out my spring and Easter stuff next year. Usually when I find one piece of mud pie, I find another. And I did in fact, but this one sadly had some chips and nicks on it. So it stayed on the shelf. This was a pretty bowl with the grapes. I think it was $2.99. Yes, $2.99 for that. And then up on the top shelf, I found this beautiful apothecary jar. You can't see it right here because the green wall kind of distorts the color, but it's this beautiful amethyst color. There you can kind of see it. It's so pretty. That was probably one of my favorite buys of the day. I also like this blue platter. If it would have had the centerpiece for like a chip and dip, I probably would have gotten that because I just think that's really pretty. It was $4.99. But I didn't need it, so it's gonna stay here. This is just a cute little mouse holding a piece of cheese. And I think I mentioned in my last video, I do a lot of thrift crawls where I do trivia on the bus, and I like to give away prizes. And each bag will have all kinds of little miniature items and knickknacks, and it's just a lot of fun. I thought this sign was funny. Bed and breakfast, you make both. And then this was a Thomas Kincaid painting. This took me right back to the 90s. My mom used to always ask for a Thomas Kincaid calendar every year. And every year I go to the mall, to that kiosk, and get her calendar. In the frame section and the artwork, I wasn't seeing a lot, although that one was kind of cute. I debated about getting that for my boys' bathroom. And then over in the dishes, I thought those were kind of classy. This was a really pretty tree tray. I like this kind of mosaic look. I thought these divided dishes were so pretty. These are really good to organize your makeup drawers with. It just looks so elegant and so much better than the plastic. This was $1.99 for this vase. Kind of had a lusterware look to it. I saw some Christmas bears, new in the box. Cute little pumpkin dish. I think this is copper for $7.99. Probably originally from Home Goods too. That's what the tag looked like. I think that was a mercury glass tree. I wasn't finding as much as I thought I would here, considering how big the store was. I thought this would really be pretty to either have as the bottom of my DIY glass tree or just use as a candle holder. I thought that was unique and pretty. I haven't come across that before. Up on the top of this shelf, I saw these pieces, which I thought were for, which I'm pretty sure they're to hold napkins. I really want a smaller one to hold like cocktail napkins. I already have a larger one, but I didn't want to buy both. So we're gonna leave those there. This was the end of the store, and I was just hoping to find one or two more items. But I did find one item. Here it is. It was new in the box. I think this is just like a decorative trivet or hot plate, but I love all the keys on it. It was new in the box, and it was $5.99. I thought I could either give this as a gift or I'll put it in my booth. So here is my final cart at this Goodwill. Not too shabby. I was pretty happy. And then right next door to the Goodwill, probably sharing the same parking lot almost, is a vendor mall. I wasn't quite in the mood to shop in an antique store or a vendor mall, but I still wanted to check it out to see how the prices were and what kind of selection they had. Right when you walked in, I saw these Pyrex bowls. This is one of my favorite patterns because I feel like this color looks like pumpkin pie. It's just so fall to me. I would love to come back and do another video if this is something that you're interested in. Mostly I like thrift stores because I am candy thrifts. I like a thrifty deal. I ended up getting this swan piece because it was $10. I just thought it was so beautiful and it goes with my home aesthetic. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon in my next video.